Welcome, friends. Today, we're setting off on an adventure to explore the new 7 wonders of the world. Just hearing the words 7 wonders is enough to spark a little excitement, isn't it? But before we start hopping from one awe-inspiring sight to the next, I want to give you a bit of background. Because 7 wonders aren't just about bricks, stone, and grand architecture, they're living stories of entire civilizations. Back in the 2nd century BC, the ancient Greeks created their own list of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. But remember, at that time, their known world only stretched around the Mediterranean. They had no idea about the treasures of Asia, the Americas, or most of Africa beyond its northern coast. Their list included the Great Pyramid of Giza, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, the statue of Zeus at Olympia, the Temple of Artemis at Ephesus, the Mausoleum at Halicarnassus, the Colossus of Rhodes, and the Lighthouse of Alexandria. And here's the thing. Out of all these ancient marvels, only the Great Pyramid still stands today. Now, the new 7 wonders of the world is a whole different story. This list came from a global poll organized by a private company called New 7 Wonders, founded by a Swiss adventurer and filmmaker named Bernard Weber. Between 1999 and 2005, people from all over the world voted for their favorites among 117 nominated landmarks. The rules were pretty clear. The site had to be man-made, completed before the year 2000, well-preserved, with at least one wonder from each continent and no more than one per country. UNESCO didn't officially endorse the results, but the campaign's marketing was so successful, it captured the attention of hundreds of millions worldwide. The final list feels both familiar and fresh, stretching from scorching deserts to lush jungles, from high mountain peaks to the heart of bustling cities. So, let's get started. Our first stop takes us back to a familiar face, the Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt. This is the only surviving wonder from the ancient list to make it into the new one. Standing in front of this colossal monument, 481 feet tall and weighing nearly 6 million tons, you can't help but wonder, how on earth did people build this more than 4,500 years ago without modern machines? It's estimated that about 800,000 workers labored to create it, and remarkably, it was constructed entirely by hand. Every pyramid in Egypt was built on the west bank of the Nile, the land of the setting sun, and in ancient Egyptian belief, the land of the dead. Some say its precision is so perfect, it almost seems impossible without advanced technology. Over the centuries, that's even led to wild theories about alien involvement. Whatever the truth, the Great Pyramid reigned as the tallest structure on Earth for over 4,000 years, and it remains a dream destination for travelers around the world, an eternal symbol of human ambition and genius. From Egypt, we head east to China, where the Great Wall winds its way across mountains, valleys, and deserts for over 13,000 miles. This massive fortification was first envisioned by Emperor Qin Shi Huang to protect China from nomadic tribes of the north. Most of what we see today was built during the Ming Dynasty. Standing atop the wall, feeling the wind whip across your face, you can almost hear the echoes of soldiers, the clatter of hooves, and the beating of war drums from centuries past. Next, we journey to the Middle East, to the rose-red city of Petra, Jordan. Tucked deep within a narrow desert canyon, just 50 miles from the Dead Sea, Petra was once a thriving center of trade. But after a devastating earthquake in the 4th century, it vanished from history. For centuries, the world forgot it existed, until Western explorers rediscovered it in the 1800s. Here, temples and tombs are carved directly into sheer cliffs of red, pink, and white sandstone. Only a handful of structures have been restored. The rest still hold their mysteries, waiting for future explorers. Walking through Petra feels like stepping into another time. One of wealth, power, and mystery, now forever frozen in stone. And in the next part of our journey, we'll leave the desert sands behind and step into the heart of Rome's grandeur, the jungles of Central America, and the misty peaks of the Andes. Our next stop takes us straight into the beating heart of ancient Rome, the Colosseum. If you've ever watched a movie about the Roman Empire, you've probably seen its towering arches and oval shape. Construction began in 72 AD, and when it was finished, the arena stood 157 feet high, stretched nearly 620 feet long, and could hold 50,000 spectators, later expanded to fit as many as 80,000. Back then, this wasn't just an arena, it was the center stage for brutal entertainment. Gladiators, often slaves or prisoners of war, fought each other, and sometimes wild animals in deadly battles for the crowd's amusement. Historians estimate that over 500,000 people and more than 1 million animals lost their lives here. Today, only about 1/3 of the original structure remains, but it's still a powerful symbol of Rome's history, attracting millions of visitors every year. Standing there, you can almost hear the roar of the crowd and feel the tension of those ancient days. From Italy, we cross the Atlantic to Mexico, home to the incredible Mayan city of Chichen Itza. Even if the name doesn't ring a bell, you've probably seen its most famous feature, the stepped pyramid known as El Castillo. Built around the 9th century, it served as both a temple to the feathered serpent god Quetzalcoatl and an astronomical observatory. Here's the magic. During the spring and autumn equinoxes, the setting sun casts shadows that create the illusion of a massive serpent slithering down the pyramid steps. The Mayas' knowledge of astronomy was nothing short of extraordinary. The site also boasts the largest ancient ball court in the world, 545 feet long and 223 feet wide, with walls decorated in carvings of intertwined snakes, warriors, and even scenes of beheadings. This wasn't just sport, it was a sacred ritual, a symbolic battle between the forces of heaven and earth. From the jungles of the Yucatan, we climb high into the Peruvian Andes to discover Machu Picchu, the legendary lost city of the Incas. Perched more than 7,900 feet above sea level, this stone city seems to float among the clouds. Built in the 15th century at the height of the Inca Empire, it was abandoned just a century later when the Spanish conquered the region. Hidden under dense vegetation for hundreds of years, it remained a secret to the outside world until it was rediscovered in 1911 by American explorer Hiram Bingham. What's truly remarkable about Machu Picchu is its construction. The Incas carved and polished massive stone blocks, fitting them together so precisely that not even a knife blade could slip between them. And they did it all without mortar. The walls leaned slightly inward, a clever design to withstand earthquakes. Walking along its terraces and through its temples, with clouds drifting past and the scent of mountain air all around, you can feel the quiet strength of a civilization that vanished, yet left behind something timeless. Next, our journey will take us from the peaks of the Andes to a monument of love in India, and finally to the outstretched arms of Christ, watching over Rio de Janeiro. From the cloud-wrapped Andes, we journey to the heart of India, to a monument where love itself has been carved into stone. This is the Taj Mahal, in Agra, often called the most beautiful love story ever told in marble. The tale begins in the 17th century, when Emperor Shah Jahan fell deeply in love with his wife, Mumtaz Mahal. She passed away at the age of 39 while giving birth to their 14th child, leaving the emperor devastated. Legend has it that overnight his hair turned white. Before her death, she asked him to build a tomb that would stand as a symbol of their eternal love. Shah Jahan kept his promise. Over the next 16 years, more than 20,000 artisans and craftsmen, along with 1,000 elephants hauling stone, created the Taj Mahal. The mausoleum is built from white marble inlaid with hundreds of precious and semi-precious stones: jade, crystal, lapis lazuli, amethyst. Its beauty shifts with the day, a soft pink glow in the morning, pure white at midday, and a warm golden hue at sunset. Today, the tombs of both the emperor and his beloved queen lie in the center, surrounded by a space that feels almost otherworldly in its serenity. Standing there, it's impossible not to feel the depth of the love that inspired such a masterpiece. From India, we fly across the globe to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, where the outstretched arms of Christ the Redeemer embrace the city. The statue itself is 98 feet tall, standing on a 26-foot pedestal, with arms spanning 92 feet wide. Perched atop the 2,300-foot Corcovado Mountain, the monument can be seen from nearly every corner of the city. Originally, the design envisioned Christ holding a globe in one hand and a cross in the other, but in the end, the open-armed pose was chosen, a symbol of welcome and peace. Building it was no small feat. Every piece of the statue had to be transported up the mountain, and over the years, it has faced the elements, including frequent lightning strikes. The original light-colored soapstone used in its construction is no longer available, so repairs over time have given the statue a slightly darker patchwork appearance. Yet none of that lessens its power. Whether you see it from a bustling street below or stand at its base with the wind sweeping in from the Atlantic, Christ the Redeemer feels alive. A guardian watching over Rio's mountains, beaches, and millions of souls. And so, our journey through the new 7 wonders of the world comes to an end. From the blazing sands of Egypt to the icy breath of the Andes, from ancient stone cities to soaring monuments of faith and love, each wonder is a chapter in the story of humanity. They remind us that across time and continents, people have always dreamed big, built boldly, and left behind beauty that inspires the world. So, which wonder would you choose to visit first? Or maybe, the better question is, which wonder will you add to your own story?